everybody that's been rocking with us all day. Listen, I thank you so, so much. This is the Elevate Fusic365 podcast with Christina Diaz, and we have our last guest, but not least, Junna Yagi, all the way from Japan, one of our choreographers and instructors for this event. Now, just go ahead and pay attention to these commercials. We'll be right back.
Pushing the gas and along with the pedal. We not the same, we on different levels. You say the same, but yo, I cannot settle. I'm bringing the bass and you bringing the treble. Pushing the gas and along with the pedal. We not the same, we on different levels. You say the same, but yo, I cannot settle. I'm bringing the bass.
Sin atraso, soy un elatrano, bravearte que Picasso. Sinfonías de mis dientes se convierten en un palo. Pinto mis sentimientos, un universo estoy creando. Sé que lo puedes ver, difícil comprender. Es mi forma de ser, realeza y poder. Se retiró R de reggaetón, llegó la...
Alrighty, guys. So the Elevate Fusic365 podcast. Listen, we have another dope choreographer in the building. I want you to go ahead and introduce yourself. Let us know a little bit about you really quickly.
Hi, I'm Junna Yagi. I'm from Japan.
Yes.
I'm currently 23 years old. I've been traveling and choreographing as a traveling choreographer for about 3-4 years now. And yeah, I started dancing when I moved to the States when I was in middle school.
Okay.
And when I was living in Japan, I was in school, and my mom had a job in the States. And that's, I told my mom that I wanted to go to the States with her and find something new. And yeah, and then when I got to the States, I didn't know any English, and I was having such a trouble time at the school because I didn't know any English. I didn't know how to talk to
the teachers,
friends,
anybody,
teachers,
right?
anything, yeah. So, how I started dancing, it's kind of a weird and funny story.
Okay.
When I came to the States, I just loved eating, and I would eat every day, every second.
Yeah.
And the pizza here is amazing,
Yes.
and you can buy it so cheap. So I would eat so much, and I was getting bigger and bigger, and that's how I started dancing as a diet, like to lose weight, and that's how I got into ballet and jazz, contemporary, and all that. I was in Oregon with my mom in middle school.
Okay.
And that's how I got into dancing.
Okay.
And I think it was at the first convention I went to. It's called Monsters of Hip Hop. It's like a hip hop choreographers that comes. And I went to that, and I saw different dancers and the environment, and I saw all the dancers and choreographers, amazing choreographers, and that's how I found out and knew that I wanted to do this and be in a hip hop dance,
the community.
community.
So what kind of pushed you towards just doing hip hop? Because you trained in everything, right?
Yeah.
What kind of attached you to the hip hop of the dance community?
I think for me, I just love the vibe of the music that they play, and also I love fashion.
Yes.
I love dancing in shoes.
Yes.
And I also love ballet and jazz and contemporary and all that. But I love the music and the fashion that they have in hip hop, and that really caught me. And that's how I got it.
So how'd you get into choreographing? So I get the journey of, wanting to dance and falling in love with just the artistry of it, but kind of taking it a step further and moving into that choreographer, aspect, or even instructor's role. What made you want to take that, or what made you want to pursue that?
Yeah. So my story is kind of different than others. When I found out that I wanted to pursue hip hop, and I asked my mom. I wanted to move to LA and train with professional dancers and choreographers. And when I was in LA living there, I was part of a show and doing all the jobs, and I started losing weight, and then I was starting to be I started to have a eating disorder, and I was getting very sick.
Yeah.
So when I got sick, my mom told me to no, I told my mom that I wanted to quit dance. And that was the reason why we moved back to Japan. That was about 5 years ago, I think. And I moved back. I stopped dancing. I was in Japan in a small town with my parents, and I was trying to get back to my healthy life, but it was very hard at that time. And then I realized that I had to start working, and all I had was lots of training that I had in the States, and I needed to use that.
Which was dance.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I thought that I need to choreograph and start being a teacher, because that was the only job that I
could do.
Yeah. So that's how I started teaching in Japan in a small town, and then I would start getting jobs outside of the country, and I would start flying different places, and that really helped me be healthy in my life. And not eating for me was I would lose energy, and I would lose the motivation, and I would knock down. And I wanted to have a good quality class for my students and dancers, because every time I went to conventions or any classes, they would inspire me to be a better dancer and also a better person. And that really taught me a lot. So I wanted to give more for my students and dancers, but I had not enough energy because I was sick. So that really helped me being a teacher to be healthy in my life and do what I do right now.
So what tips would you give anybody watching that not necessarily wanted to be a dancer, but has something that they're trying to overcome, they want to overcome, you know, and you really aren't too sure? What tips would you give them to kind of project themselves into a more positive light or a more healthier light when it comes to just mental state, physical state, and trying to pursue what they want to do?
I think just believing in yourself, and because I grew up here in the States, but in Asia especially, they have a different culture, and lots of parents, they would want the kids to, you know, be a doctor or
lawyer.
Exactly. But just believe in yourself, and the feeling that you have and feeling that you want to do, that's the right path. So just believing in yourself, and if no one is like supporting you, it's okay. Just support yourself, believe in yourself, and I'm sure that there's one person or a few people around your family or someone would support you, and those people are very important in your life. So just I would say just believe in yourself.
Absolutely. I definitely think that's something that people can take again throughout anything. You get what I'm saying? So just kind of talking about the classes, because you taught some classes already this week, right? How was the process for that? And then, you know, what are you looking for in your students, or what do you try to instill in your students outside of the believe, of course, and confidence? But, you know, especially with it being hip hop, it's such of a I don't want to say it's more of a fun, upbeat, you know, type move. So how do you cultivate your classes?
For me, because I am not very talking person in my class, and I'm kind of a shy guy. I mean, girl, shy girl. So I'm very not good at expressing myself. Always when I was born, when I was younger. So I love expressing through music and like feeling the music and the beats and the song and all that. And I want the dancers and the students to feel the same way that I'm feeling the music. Yeah.
I love that. That's dope. So when thinking of choreography, do you just pick a song or does a song pick you?
I think both. I think both. Yeah. And you know, there's catchy songs or popular songs that goes viral. I love those kind of songs.
Yeah.
But I also love the old, throwback songs. Like some R&B songs.
Oldie goodies.
Yeah, those ones are really good. I like both. Yeah.
So how do your parents feel now? I mean, you're clearly a traveling choreographer and you currently live in Japan now, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So how do they feel now about it? I mean, I'm pretty much so they were supportive, but how do they feel now just to see you, or have they expressed how they feel?
I feel like they're happy.
Yeah.
I hope so. But when I was younger, they took me to a bunch of conventions like this when I was younger as a dancer. And they spent lots of money and lots of traveling when I was younger. And now being an opposite side, teaching now, and I think they're happy and glad that I'm doing this right now.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, for sure. So out of all the pieces that you have choreographed, what are your top pieces? Are the pieces that kind of hold like a special place in your heart? Like this, I love this choreo. Like what pieces are those for you?
I think there's one I made like 3 years ago, so long ago. I made that piece when I had a really bad heart breakup.
Yeah, that's always a good feeling for anything.
So I was back home in Japan, and I went to a park near my house, and it was very dark at night, like midnight, and I went there and just sat and cried, and then that's how I made the piece, and that really it's still like one of my favorites.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? What's the song?
What was it? It was called Gone.
Okay.
By Justin Timberlake.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I know Justin Timberlake, and if was it off the 2020 album? I feel like it was. I don't know. I don't know. But what are you looking forward to? Are some of your students performing tomorrow?
Not tomorrow.
No?
Yeah.
They not? Okay, so you're done today.
Yes.
You're done today. Okay, perfect. So, do you have any more classes today?
No, I just finished.
You just finished.
Yes.
Okay, so what were your pieces today or yesterday and today inspired from? And then what was the song, the mood of the class? Like, what did that? What was that feeling like today and yesterday?
So I taught a piece that I did. I put out a show in Japan, and it was one of the pieces, and I taught to that choreography, and it's like a catchy TikTok song, but it's a very catchy song and a like fun choreography. So I just wanted them to experience having fun in class and not worry about of course technique and memorizing the choreography and all that is important, but the most important part is to just have fun and enjoy the time they got at the time. So I chose that one to make them feel fun.
Oh my God, I love it. So when thinking of choreography, I know you said it's kind of both as far as like how the song choice goes. What is your pocket? Are you dancing on the 2 and the 4? Are you on the music? Is it a mix? Like, I think, what is your pocket?
I think it's a mix. I would listen to the music a bunch of times before I choreograph, and every time I would hear the beats and the lyrics, and I think every time it's different, but I think it's just a feeling that I get whenever I hear it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. No, I know what you mean. So with choreographers, where do you get your inspiration from? Where do you pull your inspiration from? Or if it's not a choreographer, what? If it's a person, place, or thing, where do you get your inspiration to create your pieces? Because I was on your Instagram, and girl, you dance.
Thank you.
You dance in real life. And so where do you get your inspiration from? Because coming up with that many pieces, that many dynamics, that often, that frequent, it almost gets like, okay, is this girl a robot? Like, what's going on? So where do you get that inspiration from to continue to push out not just a bunch of material and fluff, but it's actual good content. It's actual good choreography.
Thank you. I think having a healthy mindset and being healthy in life in general, and also I have so many amazing friends that they post on their Instagram, and that really inspires me to be like push me more. And I think when I was living in Oregon back then, what made me wanted to move to LA was, I think, videos and like watching YouTube videos and watching Millennium videos, you know, the popular videos, and that really inspired me to push forward and like vision. And I think, I think, and mind training too. I think that really helps.
It's so funny because everybody that's come in here outside of Christopher has basically said, looking at the Millennial Complex, those videos, because it's crazy. Every dancer looked at those videos.
I know. Everybody did.
I looked at those videos.
You did too?
Yes, absolutely. So just going into that, like, I couldn't, and I guess I could, but living, you know, literally across the world, you know what I'm saying, and knowing this is what you want to do. What about those people who don't know? You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't know. They're intrigued by it. They know they like it. They have a certain, you know, when they see dance or when they dance, but they just don't know how to really step into that light. You know what I'm saying? But you were all the way in a completely different region, and we're like, yeah, I want to do that. You know?
Thank you.
What advice would you want to give to them, you know?
I think know your body, know what you're good at, and listen to the music, because I just want to say to all the dancers, dancing doesn't come first. I think music comes first, and the dancing and listening comes second.
Yes.
So choose a song that really like moves you, and then what speaks you and through your body. I think that's the right way to express yourself.
Absolutely.
And having uniqueness and knowing what's unique in your body and what makes it different from other dancers, and just finding out through classes or just being alone in your house.
Anything.
I think that really helps to know what's unique in your, you know, artistry.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Do you think that someone could ever take, and I know everybody is different, so I'm going to just say you specifically, you starting off as a performer and taking it to choreographer, do you see yourself doing any bigger shows, like showcases or even mentorship programs, or, you know, anything of that sort?
My dream is to have my own studio in Japan, and because I lived in Japan for 3 years now, and since I lived here, and I saw all the dancers in Japan, and they're very, very talented.
Yes.
And I want them to have more chances to be known in the world. So, I wanted to create some space for them to
express,
and to train and motivate every day, and to be known more. because they're so talented, and I feel like sometimes they're missing out.
Yeah.
So yeah, I wanted to create something like that in the future.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's coming. You're still young. So
Thank you.
it's still a lot of time for an endless opportunity and possibilities to happen. We're about to close out, but before we do, I want to ask you this. What are your either top 3 choreographers or your top 3 performances that have influenced anything, like pertaining to your dance career?
I think Isabel.
Okay.
And also, let me think. And Cameron Venkadova.
Okay.
That's when I saw her at Monsters, and she really inspired me a lot. And I have so many.
Yeah. I mean, in no specific order. You can go over 3. 3 is what I give people because it's just a number that's kind of like, okay, yeah, dot. But if there's multiple, by all means, like, give
there's
them their
so
flowers.
many. There's so many.
Yeah.
And there's so many amazing choreographers in Japan too, like Akanen, Ami, and there's younger generation that's like blowing up right now.
Absolutely.
Yeah, like Josh and like Bailey and Sean Liu and all that. And yeah, I have so many that like inspires me every day. Yeah.
Have you collabed with any of them?
I've collabed with few.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you plan to in the future with some of the, and I don't want to say bigger names to take away from anybody else, but from some of the people that have more credentials or have done a little bit more seasoned in the choreographer realm, do you plan on working with them, or is that a goal of yours?
Oh yeah, of course.
For sure?
Yeah.
Absolutely. I love it.
Always.
So what did you feel for your students after they were done with class? Do you feel like you inspired them or touched them? What was that like for you?
That really makes me happy and feel like I love my job.
Yeah, no, that's the ultimate thing. I love my job.
Yeah, I love my job.
Well, hopefully your parents are super, super proud.
Thank you.
Listen, we thank you for coming out here for the
Thank you.
convention. The energy is so warm and so welcoming. Honestly, happy that you chose to do it.
Thank you so
Honestly,
much.
for
And
real.
thank you for having me.
Yes. Do you want to say any last words to our viewers?
Yes. Thank you for having me again. This is Junna Yagi, and みんな見てくれてありがとね。またね。バイバイ。
Thank you. Elevate Fusic 365 Dance Convention and Competition. This is Junna
Junna.
Yagi. I'm sorry.
I'll get
Junna Yagi.